hated this bitch for a while. Like, I always saw her clips. I thought this bitch was boring as fuck. But you guys heard of Bobbi Althoff? I don't even know how to say her. Althoff? Whatever. I don't even know how to say her last name. But, like, this is my favorite fall off of 2024. Like, literally, my favorite fall off of 2024. It's gotta be this bitch right here.
Althoff's really good podcast started extremely. Bobbi Althoff's really good podcast
Never heard
started
of her.
extremely
Good.
strong, gaining millions of views with unique celebrity interviews. However, in
Industry
just a
plant.
year and a half, her viewership has basically flatlined, with almost 300,000 people agreeing, "I've never seen an industry plant fall off harder than she did." Her career
Should have
began
viewed Drake. Yeah, bro.
on TikTok in 2020.
Bro, listen. She was married with a kid, and then she got signed by a multimedia agency in LA, and then married with a kid for like 4 or 5 years. She met Drake on a podcast. Drake fucked her after the podcast. Her husband divorced her. What up, Oz baby? I'm doing good. Nah, he divorced her. I used to love watching her videos.
21, making dry sarcastic content on the topic of being a mother. She'd make only 26 videos before beginning the really good podcast, to which she'd adapt her dry sarcastic style.
I think we look alike.
Kind of, but not really.
A little. You're like me in a different font.
The snippet quickly racked up almost 10 million views. The style was an instant success.
Not surprised.
This entire interview is like the calmest argument in history, and I love it. The snippets from her next episode went equally viral.
The clips did really, really well on TikTok. So I was like, okay, I guess I like have something here.
But it was the episode with Funny
Oh, the
Marco
capital
that
H.
completely changed everything. Because
Style,
not only did the
man.
segments again pull crazy numbers, but the full episode gained over 5 million views without a single hate.
Oh, and I tried this Prime energy drink today, bro. Bro, fuck Logan Paul. Fuck KSI. This shit is ass. I spent my money on it, so I'm gonna drink it. But, like, this shit's low-key ass.
Comment anywhere in sight. It's rare that two people
Listen, I'm gonna give Ryan Trahan's Joyride Candy a try and give that shit a chance, but YouTuber products, besides my own, check out my merch, suck.
I've never heard
drink?
of
No,
make
for
me
real.
laugh for an hour straight. This was special. This is hilarious.
Well, I love lemon lime, so I was like, dude, I love lime flavored drinks. I was like, this would be pretty good, 0 sugar. It's got 150 milligrams of caffeine, you know, it got some good vitamins in it, but it just tastes bad.
Marco has found the white woman version of himself. This should be a permanent duo. This is just the most cross-cultural, funny, awkward humor. People loved the honest branding of new episode
blame you,
whenever
Sweet
I
Brown.
can get someone to agree to let me interview them, the next of which being a very important person.
My video with Marco went very
Yes,
viral.
yeah.
Like,
correct.
very viral. Then Drake liked
Yeah, I
one
like
of the
Sprite.
videos I had uploaded, and he followed me.
Bobbi therefore tried to get him on.
I'm gonna like shoot my shot to Drake. So I was like, when are you gonna come on my podcast?
And he just was
He said,
game right
yeah,
away.
he was ready to do it.
Landing Drake as her 4th ever podcast guest. From an entertainment standpoint, the episode was basically perfect. Not only had she landed Drake, who never does podcasts, but she'd done so in a funny, intimate
The crazy thing is Drake never did podcasts, but he's gonna follow you and go to a podcast. Bitch, he's trying to fuck you.
setting, whilst keeping it
I ain't
calm and
mad at her.
relaxed, to the extent that people thought they were just
It's a
old
new
friends.
activities for
The
real.
fact that you were so calm next to Champagne Poppy, because if I was in a bed next to Drake, I would be freaking out.
It therefore gained 10 million views in only 2 weeks, and added 700,000 subscribers
She just wanted some cooch. Yeah, she went on to hook up with Ty Dolla $ign, Tyga, bunch of NFL players, and then they all just turned her out. Now no one gives a fuck about her.
to Bobby's total count.
They'd be
However,
running
as
away.
summarized by a tweet reading, Drake giveth and Drake
Real.
taketh away, Bobby's interview with Drake began to ruin her reputation. During the podcast, Bobby had asked,
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Thank you.
and when Drake said that Bobby should get with his friend, she seemed kind of interested.
If I could hook you up with anyone, it would be my dog Smigs.
Smigs?
Smigs. Smiley.
Can you tell me about Smiley?
That's crazy, a whole ass married woman.
Let me show you a picture of him.
Is he well known, or are you just a friend of yours?
The Funny Marco interview had a similar interaction.
Are you hitting on me?
You're not my type.
What's your type?
with Bobbi stating she started the podcast for the following reason.
To have a way to meet people, and the podcast, I was like, I wish I could have, like, collaborate with other people.
Meeting new people likely
That's
wasn't
so
sinister,
sad.
but flirting with famous
Literally, bro, she got a taste of the limelight. She could have, like, profited off her podcast, took care of her kid, took care of her marriage. She threw it all away on a bunch of dudes because she thought they might love her or something, or she thought it might be worth it to fuck them. And then she lost everything. Now, bro, your boy DJ Sim pulling more views. That's crazy. Like, how are you gonna be interviewing Drake to the point where you can't even, like, get over 5,000 views on something?
seemed to annoy her husband.
Like, her TikTok, bro, has like 3,000. She's struggling to break 10K views on a talk clip. Like, that's hard. Like, I see motherfuckers breaking a couple thousand views every single day. I break a couple thousand, and she has over like 5 million followers. Like, that's crazy.
Who filed for divorce only 6 days after she recorded the podcast with Drake. To make matters worse, Bobbi also admitted,
Yeah, and I don't know if he's gonna mention this. She originally lied and said she was divorcing her husband. Then the court documents came out that he filed for divorce against her for being unfaithful and unreconcilable differences.
Flew all the way here
You did. I really do
on my
appreciate
daughter-
daughter's
best
first
life.
birthday
You missed your daughter's first birthday. For
to
this.
be here.
Yeah, she's literally. I missed my daughter's first birthday to interview Drake and get smashed by Drake. Her husband's at home throwing a birthday party for her daughter with all their friends and family, and she fucking flew to Drake's house in Toronto and smashed Drake. Went back home 5 days later and got a divorce, or she got divorced. Sorry, what now? Ended her marriage for a pedo. And the thing is, like, he wasn't even trying to wife her. You know all the lore. I've been hating on her for a while. Because, like, listen. It's just something about, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I just felt like the snakiness to her. I felt like I can just see it in her face. Like, I've known bitches like that. My ex was obsessed with her. Well, unless he's famous, he's not getting any.
Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
showing she was kind of ditching her family for social media fame.
That's
It's kind of
wild.
strange to anyone else that this woman who is married with children is constantly asking during these interviews with these rappers if basically they would go out with her, if basically they
Yeah.
would sleep with her, if they like her.
She'd confirmed the
Parenting.
divorce in a TikTok post, with comments
hype.
stating celebrity status always ruins the best things in life. On Reddit, people stated, she got famous and he stayed the same. Few marriages survived that, whilst the rumors likely didn't help. Did Bobbi Althoff cheat with Drake quickly became a mainstream narrative. Suggesting a conspiracy was when Bobbi deleted the podcast
Yeah, and then she deleted the podcast shortly after her divorce, and the cheating rumors came out, and her and Drake unfollowed each other. Interesting.
with Drake and Bobbi both unfollowing each other on Instagram. Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports therefore sent her a text. My girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and got divorced. I am saying that is not true. Bobbi replied, I'm not commenting publicly but off the record. You're right, that is not true. She'd share the text to her story adding, I did not want to do this podcast in the first place, and now so much negativity is coming from it. I'm going to leave it alone after this, but this is the uncensored DM between.
I did not want to do this podcast. You literally skipped your daughter's birthday. You ditched your husband. You DM'd Drake and told him to come on your podcast, and now, I didn't want to do the podcast with Drake. I mean, like, it was just like, my job. Like, this bitch cannot keep her story straight, bro. She's just like trying to, like, it's always PR with her, and I saw that. I was just like, listen, chat. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I love Suicide Boys, Pierce the Veil, this. But, like, I love Drake's old music. I don't listen to his new shit. Like, his last 3 albums were all flops for me, but, like, I love Drake's old shit from, like, 2015 back. I like Drake's shit a lot. And I still bump it. So, like, I was keeping up with this.
Dave and I, although despite denying the rumors, the narrative was set. Bobbi Althoff left her husband to thought
For
around
real.
with rappers.
Would
Yeah,
you date
bro.
someone that looks like me?
She was married. Every rapper she's asked, everyone on her podcast, she's like, so, like, if, like, would you hook up with me if, like, given the opportunity? Like, would you fuck me? Like, had the best music, no, for real. And you got a kid, bro. Like, bro, building a family unit and staying loyal and really building that's like solidarity, that purity, that innocence in a relationship is so important. and to throw it away and then lose it all. But his old music is good. We're doing it. These mothers. The blames to go around.
Because there's just a person,
What does that mean?
like, looks.
Bro, hooking up with Tyga in 2020, past 2020 is wild. Bro, what's with her and these, like, hooking up with these pedophilic guys? Drake, Tyga dated Kylie Jenner when she was 16. Like, bro, she's got a type. She's typecast. She's like, what's your type? I like pedophiles. Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly like me. They have a twin.
Maybe.
If I had a twin,
Maybe.
would you date them?
If she was like
What's number
cool
nine?
and like, you know.
The damage this did to Bobbi's image could be seen on her husband's Instagram, with comments reading, "Sorry that your ex sold you out for clout
She had 2 kids, actually.
and fame," after
So
which everything
dangerous.
Bobbi did became
It's
some
wild.
kind of drama. For example, she'd do a podcast with Lil Yachty, with people calling her ungrateful after she said this.
I walked into his
I
house and it
kinda
was
like
super awkward because like
those, though.
he's really kind of awkward. He didn't even like say hi to me. He's just sitting there with like his 2 assistants, and then he comes up, he's like, oh hi, gives me like a half hug, and I'm just like, hi, then goes back to his spot, and I'm like, dude, I don't even want to do this. I'm texting my friend like, Ashley, I need to leave, this is so awkward, I don't want to, like, what am I doing here?
She wants to make awkward content and then puts Yachty on blast.
Yeah, leave
Shaking
Yachty
my
out of
head.
this.
Gave her a platform and now she's shitting on
Watch who you
See
lay
what
with.
happens? People then claimed that her
Listen, you lay with dogs, you become a dog.
fast rise to fame was orchestrated by her management company,
I'm pretty sure somebody at WME started help pulling the strings to set all this in motion.
who also managed some of the people who appeared on Bobbi's show.
Exactly, that's what I'm telling you. She was an industry plant. So basically, WME social media group saw that she had a couple TikTok clips pop off. So they signed her, and they're like, we're going to get you interviews with these rappers. And then, so she had this amazing opportunity to literally just doing a simple podcast in her house on TikTok, get signed to the same media company as Drake and other huge influencers and celebrities. And she just can't keep her pussy in her pants. She just got to fucking throw that thing to anybody on her podcast. Like, girl, you need to do your podcast on Pornhub and just film the whole thing. Like, just go ahead and fuck on the podcast. You probably do, like, a little better that way.
Well, you got a great agent, and you got a great agency, and you got great guests.
Bobbi simply trolled the claims, but there were other inconsistencies. For example, she constantly claimed that she was
Gross.
broke
People think I'm joking about being in debt. I'm not. Like, I put every penny I had into this podcast.
and told
But it's a lie. She didn't. And I hope he covers it. But if not, I know the deets.
Mark Cuban this,
I don't have any money
None?
at all. I have debt, actually.
You have debt? How much debt do you have?
Like $20,000 of debt.
then further added in her Rick Glassman podcast.
Every time a credit card maxes out, I have
An
to
angel
switch
gets
to
his
another.
wings.
I have like 2 cards maxed out right now, so hoping to pay them off soon.
However, people realized she spent $500 on Chloe sandals.
The
She's
fuck's a
not
Chloe
broke, she's
sandal?
broken. Also noting that her husband was a millionaire who had 170,000 students who'd bought his
The crazy thing is, she was already married up into society. Her husband was already successful, a millionaire, providing for her family, providing for her, doing everything while she was a stay-at-home mom and made TikToks. Like, imagine, like, you're working hard, you have a beautiful life, a beautiful home, beautiful children, you letting your wife be a stay-at-home mom and make TikToks for a living, and she just go, as soon as she get a chance to fuck someone with more money, she does. That's crazy, bro. Literally, it's not even about your looks, your talent, or anything. It's about how much money is in your pocket nowadays.
his $43 course. Eventually, Bobbi also revealed that the podcast wasn't serious,
So when you interview these people, you're not Bobbi necessarily.
No, yeah, I'm just like a really dry person.
deleting more of the magic that first made her interesting. We mentioned that when she
That's
first
sad.
interviewed Marco, there were no negative comments. However,
Well, that's the
3
most
months
easiest,
later
most
when
beautiful
Reddit
life.
asked thoughts on Bobbi Althoff, there wasn't a single positive comment. Annoying ASF and not funny at all. I can't stand her, don't find her funny, and find it odd that rappers are always her targets to pick on like she's better than them. Gives me the ick. I watched a few of her interviews. I just don't find her funny or charismatic enough to pull off the shtick. I can see why she's popular though. This kind of awkward cringe humor is having a moment.
Nah,
Only
that
4
shit
days
was
after
boring to
that
me.
Reddit thread, it was reviewed as the not so really good podcast, which stated the content itself is boring. The episodes
really
also
is.
lack direction and a central
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather watch Talk to Her than this bitch.
theme, probably because they only
Listen, Talk to Her's running a bag. She's running people for a bag. Like, this is what she should have done. She should have just made her bag and then fucked off. Like, She literally lost all her money, lost all her sponsorships, her podcasts, her connections in the music industry. No rappers want anything to do with her anymore. Who is this Bobbi? Basically, she was like an industry plant that like she had a millionaire husband who was like helping her TikTok career, and then she got like signed to Drake's media company, and then she interviewed Drake, fucked Drake, and her whole life just went to shit. Like her husband divorced her. It's just been a downwards, and she like started fucking all these rappers and NFL players, and now like she's known as like she's like Trisha Paytas back in the day, just getting passed around between all the hip hop stars and shit. You know what I mean? Because like Trisha Paytas fucked Eminem, she fucked what was the other one I know that she fucked? I only know this because I watched a podcast with Trisha Paytas once. Eminem, some other famous rapper from back in the day. I can't remember.
Consist of small talk. The podcast
you didn't know Trisha Paytas fucked Eminem? Trisha Paytas is in 2 Eminem music videos. Do you guys know that?
fails to deliver anything substantial or thought-provoking. Instead, it provides a glimpse.
Trisha Paytas. Okay, so here's Trisha Paytas' rise to fame. I liked Trisha Paytas for a couple years. She had a good run. Now she's like on some weird like political bullshit. So I don't fuck with anyone who does that. But anyways, this is how Trisha Paytas got her start. She moved to LA when she was a teen and up into her 20s. Trisha Paytas is in her mid to late 40s right now, actually. And basically, she worked her way in the industry by fucking her way onto sets. And this is from her podcast. She said, I would just fuck who I needed to make another connection, get onto another podcast, to get into another this. Like, and she wasn't ashamed of it.
Into how celebrities behave in casual settings, which may seem...
When she ended the sentence. Listen, when Frenemies with Ethan H3 and Trisha Paytas first started, that shit wasn't bad. And I don't like either of them, really. But they were kind of, like, that podcast was mildly funny.
Intriguing to some, but ultimately failed to engage me. Another person said that Bobbi's podcast...
Her ASMR videos. So here's the thing that did the nail in the coffin for me for Trisha Paytas. She made an OnlyFans video with her mom and sister. And they're all fucking one dude. They're not like kissing each other, eating each other out, but they're like sucking his dick together and like fucking him like they had a foursome with her mom and her sister. That's vile. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Adley points out how real hip-hop journalism...
That was like 2019, 2020-ish.
...has been practically erased.
It was COVID
while
time.
Even Funny
Maybe
Marco
2021.
began to critique her show.
With me, it was like, I think you're Funny Marco.
Jeb the motherfucking play of the rack. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so motherfucking much. Chat, get some W's, get some purple hearts, get some love for my boy Jeb the player.
Oh, but let me learn about
Love
you.
you,
Like,
man.
trying to figure
How
me
was
out.
your day?
But now it's like the interviews, I think they're like, she's trying to shit on people. And when I watched the interview with Offset, I was like, damn, that was pretty bad.
As mentioned, she was plain disrespectful during her podcast with Offset,
Yeah,
leading him
she shit on Offset and Cardi B was gonna have problems.
to respond with similar energy.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish.
It seemed this was when many people quit watching Bobbi's show, aided by
yeah,
full
Offset.
podcast episodes that were
Even
just
more.
promoting products. In the process, she'd also change her appearance,
Beat her
leading to
ass.
criticism bad enough for Bobbi to respond.
Alright, don't hate on lip fillers, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I like plump lips. If you wanna get a little lip filler, nothing wrong with that. Like, girl, I see your new DSLs. I see you. I'm not gonna shit on that. Beat her ass. Offset's funny.
So tired of all of the comments of people saying she ruined her face. The only thing I have done to my face is that I have a little bit of filler in my upper lip, okay? I do not have cheek filler.
In a different video, she
Okay, girl, it definitely looks like you have cheek filler, but I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate because I don't hate on that shit. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when I start to show my age and stuff, like I'm gonna get filler. I'm gonna get a little bit of Botox. Like it's not that expensive. It's easy to do. You go every 6 months. Like why not look better for like a couple $100 every 6 months or whatever? You know what I mean? Like I'm not really looking forward to getting needles jabbed in my face, but like then again, like you get one life, so like I'm gonna look as good as I can for as long as I can. Give the good you know. What do you mean? That Hawk Tua? Nothing wrong with filler.
He talked about getting other procedures.
I went in to get my zit injected and I left with Botox in my forehead, which, you know, that's fine, that's normal. I had lines here. I also didn't like that this would crease so much when I'd smile, so I got under eye filler. So I got Botox injected right here.
Which perhaps unfairly has only led to even more hate.
Yeah.
The 15 minutes are up. By Bobbi.
I don't think you should hate for filler and stuff like that. Like, and when people go crazy with the Botox and surgeries, you can poke fun at them, make fun of them, but like simple shit, simple procedures, like, you know, like even rhinoplasties to make your nose look better. Like, I'm down with that. Like, you got a short life, and if you can do something on this planet to make yourself feel a little more confident, a little more, you know, in love with yourself, feel like you look a little better. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I support that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me, bro. You think I got these tattoos because I like the pain? I was an insecure motherfucker. Like, at one point, I mean, obviously, like, I love my tattoos now, and I don't feel like I need them to be secure, but, like, when I was younger and, like, when I first started getting them, bro, yeah, I was. I hated how skinny my arms were. If I'm being real with you, like, when I was younger, I was super skinny, and you guys know, like, I get skinny quick. Like, when I came back from Vegas and I was super sick in Vegas, like, I probably lost, and I sobered up. And I went through withdrawals really bad. I probably lost like 20 pounds in, you know, 3 months. And that's a lot for me because I'm already pretty skinny. So, like, I understand that. So, like, when I was younger, bro, I wanted my arms covered to, like, distract from the fact that they were so skinny. I mean, of course, I thought they were badass and cool, and I liked tattoos and the art. Like, obviously, that was there, too. It wasn't, like, the sole reason, but it made me feel better.
I am so tired of Bobbi. Get off the internet boring. The last couple of months, however, have been even worse. For starters, the style of the podcast has changed. The dry, sarcastic humor has become normal conversation, and all the awkward, quiet moments are often removed in editing.
Dude, Matt Rife hated her. If you wanna see someone who you can tell is like who is this bitch? Like, this bitch is icky, and Matt Rife already has his own icks, right? Imagine getting icked out by Matt, imagine you ick out Matt Rife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro's got some of, like, the craziest, edgiest jokes I've heard. And, like, you're bugging him.
Strangely, however, this only makes it even more awkward and less entertaining, as it feels like any—
Yeah, this is how down bad she is. So some of her most recent ones is with JoJo Siwa. Imagine going from Yachty, Offset, Drake, Mark Cuban. Fucking JoJo Siwa. That bitch who looks like she's getting tased.
Any other normal podcast.
I'm staying indoors forever.
Me, I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so young.
I'm a baby still.
Wait, I didn't realize you were so young. I thought we were the same age. Now I feel really old.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're not really old.
This entire interview feels like they are making small talk while waiting for something. They also do an episode with Dax Flame in which she was way ruder than any other podcast.
What is something fun that makes interviewing someone fun for you?
Just having good conversation.
No.
Okay, yeah, I love good conversation.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell.
This genuinely was not even an interview. This was like bullying the nice kid.
For
and
real,
making him feel
bro.
horrible
I saw that. I saw
way.
clips from that one
Then
too.
2 months ago, she did this video here, which, judging by the dislike ratio, was yet another doozy.
And then I saw this video of a girl talking about how much she made from her podcast, and I mentally decided that
Girl, whose shoes are you wearing? I don't know, chat. That's like way too much space at the end of her shoes. You know what I mean? It looks like she's playing dress up. Did you buy? She might actually be broke, chat. She's borrowing her mom's heels for this interview.
she made like at least $300 a year on her podcast alone, and I was like, that's what I need to do next. Like, I need a podcast.
I saw how much someone made and thought, that's what I need to do. Wow, what a passionate and
for
inspiring
toenails. They're probably curling over, you know what I mean?
Toward the start of her career, Bobbi joked, not more money though, and that's all that matters in the world. But it seems that's now her actual
Thanks for the
philosophy.
follow.
I didn't grow up with money. I am on a lifelong journey to get money.
You didn't grow up with money. She was married to her husband from the ages of, like, she started being, like, she met her husband when she was 16, and she was married to him to the time she was 23, and he was a millionaire. What are you talking about? You lived in a mansion in LA with 2 kids. Like, her husband was like 5 or 10 years older than she married him because she was rich. Like, you can tell from a young age, she was marrying rich guys. And like that, like, she was like, you know what, this is probably the richest guy I can find. I'll marry him, have kids, and live this, millionaire lifestyle. And then she had an opportunity to get even more richer guys. And she's like, you know what, let me work my way up. That's crazy. I know people want to be from the trenches. So, exactly. Bro, listen. I am super blessed. My parents both worked super hard. I always had necessities. I never went hungry. I never like didn't have a ride to school or anything like that. But like, you know, I wasn't getting like name brand stuff. I wasn't getting like crazy Aeropostale, the newest Nikes growing up because my parents were, you know, frugal and we had a nice place to live and we had, you know, we went and did, you know, nice things. Went on camping trips, went to Disneyland when I was a kid. So I'm not like, I didn't grow up like broke or from the gutter or anything. And I never like pretend to be like broken from, I mean, I'm kind of like broke right now, but that's besides the point. For a fake one, like, here's the crazy thing is, bro, I've seen and I know girls like this. Like, they're just waiting for, like, dude, okay, this might sound super bad, but like, I know bitches and they'll be posting on their Instagram story of them in a mansion in LA or on a boat, and they're like, I'm blessed to have this life, grinded, worked hard for this life. I'm like, you grinded and worked hard to meet a rich dude? Like, sweetie, what did you do? She's like, oh, I grinded for this view. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, this ain't, that's not your shit. Stop flexing your sugar daddy's shit. That's a hard works and bagging a rich man, is it? I mean, I guess.
Money. I love money's nice. It's amazing.
Ever since doing the interview, Bobbi's viewership has significantly slowed. Her reputation is far from perfect, whilst her interview style has simply gone stale.
Yeah, nah, that's fucking nuts.